G'day, this is Simon and James at South OC Cars and Coffee. Great turnout today. Some really interesting stuff. James, what have you seen?
Yeah, we have a really cool brand new 400Z that I haven't seen yet. TJ Hunt just rolled in with that. Sounds like he's got an exhaust and a few other things on it. And then we have not one, not two, but three supercharged VF cars here this morning. So it's a good morning for that.
Absolutely. I think one of them may belong to you.
It may be, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely. We've got a couple of really nice Pontiac GTOs, classic old GTOs. One belongs to Bert, the other one to Gary, and I saw a really nice Resto Mod 69 Camaro come in. Got to check that out as well. Hey, don't forget, if you're coming to South OC Cars and Coffee, please remember, no speeding, no revving, no burnouts. Please follow those rules to make sure that we can protect the show, keep the neighbours happy, and all of that stuff as well. Hey mate, let's go for a walk and check some things out.
Let's do it. So as you guys know, that is my R8, and then this is another VF supercharged Kimura Grey R8, this time done by VF Engineering. Has a VF 800 kit on there. Nice red blower to match the calipers. Just such a cool build. Here we have a Maserati MC20. I'm just loving seeing these cars at the show. This one looks like it might have been lowered slightly. Does have a nice set of Vauxhalls on it too, and then maybe a few carbon fiber accents, but all in all, just a really clean, tasteful build.
This is a great looking NSX. I was just talking to the owner. I noticed this thing when it came in. It's just got a great stance, great presence. I said, is there anything left on this as stock? And he went, I think the doors are stock. Everything else, the front nose, the hood, mirrors, roof scoop, spoiler, deck lid, everything else has been done. Look at the beautiful seats in it as well. I really like these cars. You know, when the NSX came out, it was designed to make supercars an affordable and reliable option. And I guess other supercars are kind of caught up. When you look at something like the Audi R8 or even cars like the 488 and the 458 and all the cars that came along, supercars became reliable and less ridiculous to maintain. This era of NSX, this was the car to get. The new one, for me at least, the jury's out. I don't know that I think the new one has really hit the mark like these did. But I tell you what, this car, with all of this aftermarket, this has stood the test of time. This thing looks amazing sitting here.
The Lamborghini Murcielago is one car that just seems to not age. I love this car so much. This one is a gated 6-speed manual as well, which just makes it that much more rare. You really don't see these cars in manual that often.
Never really know just what you want.
Here we have the brand new Nissan 400Z. This is the first time I've actually seen this car. Belongs to TJ Hunt. It is a 6-speed manual. He's changed the exhaust and the wheels and just done what he does best. But this is such a cool car. I'm excited to see more of these on the road.
So I am with TJ Hunt. You are a YouTuber, you are a car builder, you are a drifter, you are an automotive parts manufacturer. What else are you doing?
Just trying to have fun, I guess. I don't know. I do some investing and I've just learned a lot over the last like 5-7 years, which like is what led to all these different outlets of what I'm involved in now.
Yep.
So like as of recently, I've really been involved in like automotive investing and looking at where cars are headed and investing in the technology that I think is going to be involved in the next 10-15 years. That's like one thing I don't really talk about too much that I try to spend some time on.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
You know, we found through running this show, and now we've just bought Supercars by the Sea, and I've got my own automotive accessory business called The Bracketeer. Mm-hmm. It's like, in this day and age, you've got to have fingers in lots of pies, and the busier you get, you tend to get busier. It's just, you find the same thing?
It's a snowball effect. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think like in the world that we live in today, you could be involved in whatever you want to be involved in because the information to get there is all accessible.
Yep.
And there's a niche for every single thing, and if you're looking for one specific thing on how to, like, whether it's like start a business, start a car wash, like learn how to trade stocks, like all the information is there.
Yep.
You have the same advantage as everyone else as long as you got internet. So I think that's really cool.
And the cool thing is too that media is not controlled with the big multinationals.
Yeah.
You can get information out there, you know, as you've done obviously with YouTube, to millions of people.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be somebody that's, you know somebody in a glass office. That
you don't need to know someone to get a certain contact. At this point, if you are making enough notoriety or making enough advancement, you can have people see whatever you're doing from any platform.
Yeah,
it's really awesome.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Hey, we love what you brought out. Tell us about the car and what's going to happen at SEMA for it.
2023 Nissan Z. We've had it for like 7 days. We cross country drove it from Florida, so it has like 3,500 miles on it already.
I'm glad you got out of Florida because it may not have lasted if it stayed.
The dealership that I bought it from literally was underwater.
Oh wow!
So like we made it within 5 days, which was really awesome.
So be grateful, all right?
Yeah, seriously. Right now it's on air suspension, TEs. We have downpipes from AMS. We have a catback from Magnaflow exhaust. We have a tune from AMS, and then we have intercoolers as well from AMS. So that's like what we've been able to do in the last like 5 days.
Yep.
And then starting Saturday, in 2 days we're gonna start cutting the car for SEMA for Street Hunter Designs. We have a wide body kit that's on Chris Forsberg's Formula D carb. That's been on like drift version, and we have like a full street version unveiling at the Magnaflow booth at SEMA this year. So
that is cool.
Time is ticking.
I love that. Yeah, brand new car.
Yeah.
Same with me. I got to get my Camaro ready for our bracketeer booth at SEMA, and
Hell yeah.
and we're going. Okay, we need a new hood. We need to spray the front bumper. We need to spray the rear bumper. We need to then we need to PPF. Then we need to put the stripes back.
Somehow it's like everyone literally waits until the last minute to get everything done. Even if you start to plan like a year in advance, you never end up giving yourself enough time.
No, and you said something. I think I overheard you say you're overseas 2 weeks before SEMA.
Yeah.
And I'm overseas the week before SEMA. It's like,
terrible idea.
What do we do?
Terrible idea. Yeah. Terrible idea.
Well, mate, we love it when you come to the show. We really appreciate it. Thanks so much for coming.
Of course.
Love it when you bring cars out like this.
Yeah. I thought it'd be fun to bring it out before we cut it all up.
Yeah, let's get it back here once it's been to the doctor.
Absolutely. After SEMA, I intend to bring it here and show everyone. I mean, we did that last year too. After SEMA, we brought our SEMA cars and kind of showcase everything. So we definitely can expect that.
Awesome, mate. Well, thanks so much for coming out. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Another week with a ton of motorcycles. We have actually taken up the full row, including what we call the Exotics Overflow this week. And we got something special in. We got a club we're going to check out at This is the group I was talking about. Bob Starr, one of our volunteers. Bob has worked with Yamaha for many years, been involved with their motorcycle racing team. He organised this group this morning. This is sort of mid-70s, early 70s, late 70s, mostly Japanese motorcycles, but I noticed there's a ring in that's coming here, a Moto Guzzi. But there's some really great, and a Triumph in there as well. But you look through here, Kawasaki, classic old Honda, another Honda there. That looks like, an old police motorcycle. Another one there. And then even down further, we'll come through this gap over here. Some more through here. Aren't these great? Down to the end, a great little Honda there too. Bob's 750 down here. Great to see. We love getting clubs to South OC Cars and Coffee. Volkswagen Club reached out to us some time ago and brought all of these amazing buses, both sides. Check out the group we have here.
And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel...
Quite a crowd built up around this Nissan. You can see here, this thing's obviously track prepped. Full roll cage. Interior stripped out of it. Serious work done to it. This thing's pretty amazing. That's a pretty cool looking car. Right hand drive obviously. Look, quick release steering wheel taken off. I think it's cool. There's actually a gauge back in there. You have to look in your rear view mirror to see what's going on, but serious aero on it as well. Ton of work being done on this car, really interesting. Two GTOs I was talking about earlier, both belong to friends. Green one to Bert, the silver one belongs to Gary. These two cars look great together, don't they? Just such an iconic piece of American motoring history. Colours are great, interiors are beautiful. Absolutely wonderful looking car. And on every angle as well, have a look. Two Black Panteras side by side. This one belongs to John, one of our volunteers. John's been volunteering for Cars and Coffee well before South OC Cars and Coffee. He was involved with the original group, Crystal Cove, and then at the Ford headquarters as well. So John was telling me a really interesting story. We were at our show, Supercars by the Sea, last weekend, and we started talking about the Pantera, and I said, which dealerships did they sell them through? And he said, well, typically it was through the Lincoln Mercury dealerships. And he said, now put it in perspective. He goes, the most expensive Lincoln at the time, I think he said was around about $8,000. It could be wrong about that, but he said the Pantera new was about $10,000, so more expensive than the most expensive Lincoln. He goes, and a Ferrari at the time was about 15. So that gives you an idea of the value of these cars at that particular point in time. This thing is pristine, all original. Next to it, someone's put a wide body kit on this and modified it. But you know, really iconic cars again for motoring history. And it was really part of Ford's group of going after that supercar market. Now, I know they had the GT40, but the GT40 was more about race homologation, race car, those sort of things. This was the car more designed to go after the street cars. So this is an International Scout. I like these things, you know, we just saw a Bronco and of course there's the Blazer, but this was International's version. A couple of young guys in it, belongs to their dad. This thing's looks like it's had a hard life, but it still looks so great, those original stripes on the side. The thing that caught my eye was this here, diesel. Apparently this was the only year that they did a diesel in them. They typically had that V8, which was the truck engine as well. Load of headlights in it, but yeah, something about these things. They're really simple, but they got a ton of appeal. Thanks for bringing it out, guys. Nice looking Land Rover here. Defender, this is a Defender. Last week I talked about the fact that everybody thinks this shape is called a Defender, not necessarily the case. This one is, a little bit later. Sound of that very iconic Land Rover diesel engine. Probably the best motor variant in this. They also put the 3.5 litre Rover V8 in it, but I like the diesel, I think they're great. Very serious off-roader. This little thing just caught my eye. It's a really nice, clean looking build. The first thing I noticed were those wheels, which look great. But there's a lot of things. The colour suits it, but look at the engineering under the hood. It is so nicely done. The strut brace, everything on the motor. There's tons of work. This is yours? Yeah, really nice build. Just interior stripped out, great looking shifter in there. Dash is really clean. This is a really, really nice little car. Now, the thing I love about cars, as I said a couple of weeks ago, looking over some Toyota Corollas of all things, the beautiful thing about cars is that can be anybody's particular taste. This person has done an amazing job of this car. It doesn't matter what you're into. If you look at the build, this is as good as any of the builds that I've seen here. This is super, super neat. I really, really like this. This is great. Very, very clean. Studebaker here that deserves some love. Look at that front end. That would have been so polarizing at the time with that sort of bullet nose on it. This thing, somebody's built this up. Big motor sitting in there. Serious rubber in the back. Once again, I say this, certain people would look at a particular car and go, oh, it's not to my taste. It doesn't matter. That's the great thing about cars. They're like pieces of art. If we all like the same thing, it'd be pretty boring. Somebody's poured a ton of money and time into this thing and a ton of love, and the result is a really cool car that you do not see every day. So great to see this sort of thing here.
That's going to do it for another weekend here at South OC Cars and Coffee. So many cool cars out here this morning. I want to give a huge shout out to all of our sponsors. We have Meguiar's, Polestar, Next Level Detailing, RPM Tesla Aftermarket Accessories, Carbontastic, and MW Company as well. I also want to give a huge shout out to all the volunteers for helping us come out and put on this event each and every week. Remember, if you want to become a volunteer, hit us up on Instagram at South OC Cars and Coffee Merch. So we handle all of our volunteer rostering, and then while you're over there, check out some of the new designs that we've got going on. We've got more coming out almost every single week. Please remember, if you are coming to South OC Cars and Coffee, follow the rules: no revving, no speeding, and no burnouts. And please remember to keep it quiet coming on and going off the freeways as well.
Absolutely. Big thank you to TJ Hunt for bringing out that brand new Nissan. Great to see that here at the show. And a thank you to the Outlets of San Clemente for allowing us to be here, to the City of San Clemente for their support, and also the Mayor, Gene James, for everything he's doing. Really appreciate you guys very, very much. That is it. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, all of those things. Have a great week. We'll see you back here next week for another South OC Cars and Coffee.
Thank you, guys.